Yeah, it's Monday. Islam fam. Yeah, it's Monday, April 25th, 2016. My name is Lanre Onigbindebe. I just wanted to touch on my experience the last couple of weeks. If you follow me on Instagram at Lanre Obey, or Facebook Lanre Onbe, or Twitter Lanre Obey, I've written about this, my dealings with the Regina, Toronto Police Service, Attorney General, and in particular with this occurrence is Old City Hall, Crown Prosecutor Kaposi, quote-unquote Justice Melvin Green, and peace officer / mercenary Brian Bennett out of 52 Division. So we had like trial started back in November 25th with Borenstein, a different judge, but our next day was April 14th and 15th. But by that time came around, I was a little under the weather, and again, I've documented that if you follow me on the social media, and me just dealing with that, being under the weather. As you can tell, I'm still a little under the weather. You know, I had some mucus built up in my chest, and I had to expel them. So on April 14th, when I showed up, April 14, 2016, when I showed up in Kangaroo Court at Old City Hall, courtroom M2, and with Justice Melvin Green and Crown Prosecutor Kaposi and Brian Bennett, the peace officer, we lasted maybe till after lunch, and I came in with like a cup of water and I had tea, so I was just trying to stay hydrated, and they see me going in and out of the courtroom during morning session, and just to spit up, but by afternoon, after lunch, I made it clear to them that I couldn't come on the 15th, April 15th, which was the Friday, that I had to take care of myself. I mean, my health supersedes any type of business you guys are running, any type of rackets you guys are running. But anyways, Melvin Green said, "Oh, if you're gonna do that, come with doctor's note." But I don't really deal with Western medicine. Like, I use food as my medicine. Like, I'll go to a place like Ital Vital, get a proper meal, a healthy meal, vegan meal, with some natural juice. Or maybe on a Wednesday, I'll go to like Gramps, and get me a fish tea. I just get some rest and fresh air and get some sun on my skin. That's how I, always fix myself and recuperate when I'm under the weather. So I needed that Friday. And I made it clear that I wasn't showing up. So Monday, the following Monday, which was the 18th, I didn't hear from them. And then Tuesday, 19th, I didn't hear from them. So I decided to call on the 28th, April 28th. I called 52 Division. I called the lead detective, Little Brian Bennett. And he made it clear to me that, there was a bench warrant out for me. So I was like, really? Well, I'll be right down there. So I notified my Empress, told her what was going on, text her and told her that, and I actually called Brian back to tell him that I was going to take me an hour extra because I had some laundry I had to wait for, and he stated, yeah, that's fine, he'll wait for me. So once my laundry is done, I went straight down there because I'm proactive about this. I think for Brian, he doesn't know me, Most peace officers, judges, quote-unquote judges, Crown, anybody representing Regina that's had any type of interaction with me in the last couple of years, usually they flee from me after the first interaction. So Brian did not know me, and he got put up to this. And I think he really still thinks that his little muscle, flexing his little muscle by getting, I'll tell you the story. So anyways, he doesn't know me. I think he could just flex his muscle, and that's supposed to scare me, And so I'm proactive. I'm like, I'll come down there and see you. You don't have to come here. And I think that threw him back. You know, that kind of threw a monkey wrench in his plan, because fear is a big factor for this guy. And I'm like, what? You looking for me? I'll be right down there. Don't even move. Which I did. Went down there, and lo and behold, my Empress was there, because she just left work. And I didn't expect her there, but she was there. So we both went into 52 Division. This was around 12:40. We got in there, and the receptionist was like, well, Brian is not here. And I asked her, did he leave a message? She said, no, he left for the day. So I was like, okay, what time does he start again? He said, 5 a.m. So we're like, okay, that's fine. So since Brian is the person that made this claim, that's who I'm going to talk to. I'm going to go deal with. So the plan was to show up at 4:45 a.m. Thursday morning, the 21st, and go see Brian. But so we went home that day, that afternoon, and around 3 o'clock, I think my Empress went to pick up our children, or 3:30, she went to go pick up our children from daycare. So after that, I made supper, and the plan was for me to meet her downstairs so we could go play with the children and so on and so forth before they had supper. And around 4:20, ironically, I just decided to go outside to go meet them, and walked out the door, going to take the stairs, and I seen these two figures, and as I walked into the staircase, these two European guys, undercover police officers, grabbed my hands and started putting their hands in my pocket right away, like they were looking for something. And again, I think Brian was so taken back by my fortitude and my proactiveness to just show up at his doorstep. And I feel like he didn't even leave that afternoon. He was there hiding in the back and decided to get some other peace officers to come and deal with me because he can't deal with me. And that's the truth, Brian. But you still have to sit beside me when we show up in court next time. Okay? You have to feel my energy then. And I don't know what you think is the reasons for my supreme confidence, but it's a divine thing. I have no weapons that's gonna destroy you physically per se. It's not about that. Everything I'm doing is casting spells. It's on paper. It's all paperwork. You need to worry about my mind. My mind is the weapon. Dig into my mind. Okay? That's where my strength lies, is my mind. My state of mind. My perspective is God. So that's what has you shook. You have to go get somebody else to come deal with me. And even doing that, they had no choice but to deal with me properly. Peace to those peace officers, because I'll be honest, they didn't do anything out of the ordinary, rough me up or anything like that. Because I think they already got some background story on me, so they knew, but so unfortunately, Brian had sent you guys, but it is what it is. Because he is a coward, and I know this, and he knows this. But anyways, so they bring me back to 52, same place I was just at for a couple of hours earlier. And even when they were booking me in there, the booking officers were like, yeah, we heard you came earlier on. So I was like, why all the charade come to my domicile and doing all this play and this charade that you're doing? But it is what it is. It's part of the show, because I could be awakened, but their job is to make sure the rest of y'all don't wake up. So you might look from the outside looking and think, oh, they're kidnapped, arresting him, like what? For what? A couple of hours? That's okay. And then after I got kidnapped, I really was supposed to get out on the 21st, the Thursday. But again, Rebecca Edwards, who works at Old City Hall, who's a Crown prosecutor, who ironically handled a case that my sister was involved in, and she presented herself no lawyer and beat Rebecca. So I think she remembers that. So when she seen my name on the docket for bail that day, she put it at the bottom of the pile. So by the time they called my name, the day had ended, which was fine. So I had to go spend a night in that new jail. At first I was a little upset, but then I realized I'm a child of the sun. I work with the universe, so let it be. I changed my thought process, and lo and behold, I started ministering. I'm talking to people who 2 minutes in our conversation looked at me and said, "You're the guy. I've heard about you." So there's people who are hearing about me incarcerated, and now they're meeting me. Good one. Keep up the good job, guys. 52 Division, Old City Hall, Kaposi, Melvin Green, Rebecca Edwards. Keep up the good work. You guys, it's okay. I forgive you because you know not what you do. And that's the truth. You guys know not what you do. You don't know nothing. You don't know what you're doing. But anyways, to make a long story short, I got out on Friday. No stipulation, nothing new. I just walked out, whatever. They tried to make a whole charade about the whole process, but I was like, anyways. Theo, from Old City Hall, I see you. I see what you're doing. You know, that was the duty council. He was just not with what they were doing and just said, okay, I'm just going to get you out and whatever. And got me out. I think his nationality, if I'm not mistaken, might be Philippines. So, my Moreno brother, I see you. I see you. But anyways, on a side note before we go, I want to touch on the spectators that are on the sidelines who have this bystander effect. And some of you started out as fans and that, but now your true colors are shown because my fortitude and my steadfastness for truth makes you uncomfortable because you see, for a lot of people, the truth, once they hear it, they have to do something about it. But a lot of people are complacent in their life, so the truth is something that, even though they might get high off of it initially, they're not really about it. So I'm telling you right now, please don't call me and try to instill any fear in me in regards to what I'm doing. What I'm doing is divine. If it's over your head, it's over your head. But at least what I'm telling you is respect what I'm doing. Grow and respect what I'm doing. And that's all I'm saying. Don't call me and try to instill fear in me. These are divine principles I'm standing on. The same information I use, you could easily use the same thing. But you choose not to. Because mentally you are a slave, whether you like it or not. And subconsciously you're an agent. So, 252 Division, Brian Bennett, Crown Prosecutor Kaposi, Melvin Green, I'm going to see you guys in your kangaroo court. And I'll continue to do what I've been doing the last couple of years. Islam.
Peace, Moors. Canaanland Moors class. 26th of April. We just had to put that one out there because for people who were looking at Back to Basics 22 that we just had on Sunday, we're talking about that same situation that brother just broke down, Brother Lanre Obey, brother who shoots all the videos, you know what I mean, all the Iron Sheik videos from Iron Sheik 4 moving forward, you know what I mean. Brother does his videography work, and you know, we had to play that so you can hear it from himself. Keep in mind, we talked about it on Sunday. Monday, brother did a video, just as he always does. Whenever he has kangaroo court, whenever he has some type of interaction with these highwaymen or whatever, he comes back home and he puts what's happened on the record. And we just wanted to play that to start today's class, just so that the Moors can hear it from him themselves, you know, opposed to thinking that Cujo's on some, you know, that didn't happen and stuff like that. So Islam to Brother Lanre Obey. We're going to talk about this article, but we'll throw this one off because, you know, well, let's just put it out there. Little Kim's officially black now. You know, she's officially made herself black. So that's for all the people who don't get it. Little Kim went and got her 500,000th plastic surgery, and now she's the black lady. She went from being a Moor, Chinese Moor, to being a black lady. So she's black now. She even has black hair to match her black skin. Police shooting. Tamir Rice suit settled. The city on Monday reached a $6 million settlement in a lawsuit over the death of Tamir Rice, a 12-year-old black boy shot by a white police officer while playing with a pellet gun outside a recreation center. An order filed in the U.S. District Court in Cleveland said the city will pay out $3 million this year and $3 million next year. So it's not even the full $6 that she's getting. There was no admission of wrongdoing in the settlement. There was no admission of wrongdoing in the settlement. $6 million payout over 2 years, but broken down in 2 threes. But there was no wrongdoing. Family attorney Subodh Chandra called the settlement historic, but added, the resolution is nothing to celebrate because a 12-year-old child needlessly lost his life. It's historic though, but The wrongful death suit filed by his family and estate against the city, the wrongful death suit filed by his family and estate against the city and officers and dispatchers who were involved alleged police acted recklessly when they confronted the boy on November 22nd, 2004. A video of the encounter shows a cruiser skidding to a stop, rookie patrolman Timothy Lohman, Lohmann, firing within 2 seconds of opening the car door. Tamir wasn't even given first aid until about 4 minutes later when an FBI agent trained as a paramedic arrived. Tamir's death has fueled the Black Lives Matter movement that firmly took root in 2014 after Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and Eric Garner in New York died at the hands of police. Grand juries declined to indict officers in those 2 deaths and in the shooting of Tamir. But we'll just give, a $6 million settlement. Will not admit that there was any wrongdoing, and will have our officer of the court stress the fact that the resolution is nothing to celebrate because a 12-year-old child needlessly lost his life. So, like the brother Red Pill said on Facebook the other day, if your jump shot sucks, if you can't really, get your math down and cut up some rock, if your rap game sucks, don't worry. Just send your child out there to get shot up and they'll hit you off. And then you could have that beautiful life that you've always wanted with blood money. Oh yeah, peace and love to Capone and Noriega, CNN, with their album, War Report. And the single, Blood Money. For all those people out there who, don't know what hip-hop is and all that, and think that what they're listening today is hip-hop music, go back and go listen to the War Report by CNN, Capone and Noriega. And also, make sure you don't get it online, go buy the CD so you can open the insert of the CD and you can see Noriega inside the CD posing with this. And then everybody's going to say, oh, that means 25 to life, the label that they're on. But the producer The executive producer of the CNN War Report album was Martin Moore. Moor, by the way. Tory, the mayor of the corporation of the city of Toronto, agrees to meeting with activists. Black Lives Matter to join discussion on equality after all. Mayor John Tory's change of heart is the latest victory for Toronto's Black Lives Matter movement. So, out here, media, community groups, whoever else are pumping up, wins for the so-called Black Lives Matter movement in Toronto. They're pumping them up, right? Everything that they do a little something like that. They get a little response from these so-called corporations posing as government. Oh yeah, everybody's applauding them. Young people are doing something for a community or whatever, right? After weeks of holding out, the mayor has agreed to hold a public meeting with the group to discuss racism and equity issues in Toronto. It's a significant moment, said Rodney DeVerlis, one of the Black Lives Matter Toronto co-founders. Our stance for a public meeting is unwavering. It's not just us wanting to meet with public officials, it's an entire community. Tory attempted to hold a private meeting Saturday with leaders in the black community, stateless community, wards of the Crown community, and Police Chief Mark Saunders, who's the first black police chief. But once at City Hall, many attendees told the mayor the discussions could not proceed without participation from Black Lives Matter. For over a month, Black Lives Matter activists have been decrying the police treatment of black residents, and calling for a review of the Special Investigations Unit. DeVerlis said, "It's unfortunate it took the mayor this long to realize the importance of open public consultations and the inclusion of those directly affected by police practices. We hope the mayor acknowledges that this is a systematic issue," he said. A question of transparency. Since the SIU cleared police in Andrew Loku's death, demands for the release of the secret report from that investigation and all others by the SIU have come from inside and outside Queen's Park. We asked prominent Ontarians if they think these reports should be made public. Here is what they said. Anne Kavukian, former Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. There is no question that openness and transparency engenders greater trust, and that is exactly what is in short supply these days, especially with law enforcement. Why shouldn't they publish SIU investigation reports? Gary Peters, immediate past president of Urban Alliance on Race Relations. To better serve the public interest, publication of all SIU reports is a must. Bill Close, former Kingston police chief who has reviewed more than 1,000 investigations for the Office of the Independent Police Review Director. Where an SIU investigative report does not result in criminal charges, the report should be released. Olivia Chow, former Toronto City Councillor and NDP MP, Member of Parliament. Yes, if the minister is not afraid of anything or SIU or the people that cleared another officer, then what's there to be afraid of? So, and all that is going on, pumping up Black Lives Matter Toronto, keeping these people stateless because, that's what it's about out here. Stateless people. Speaking about Black Lives Matter, students at Oberlin College seek a pass on failing grades because they were out protesting. Oberlin, Ohio. Students at Oberlin College are seeking a pass when it comes to this semester's grades. Many of the students have been out protesting since the summer and missed important classes and assignments. As a result, many may end up flunking their course. Students asked college president Marvin Krislov to suspend the standard grading system, which he said he would not do. Imagine if you had to tell your grandkids, your grandbaby goats, I didn't go out and fight for what was right because I had to go finish a chemistry final, said Oberlin student Senator Nick Canavan. Class is important, said Megan Bautista, also a student senator. At the end of the day, this is not just about me, it's about advocating for black and brown bodies and the assault on them, she continued. It's about advocating for black and brown bodies. But I thought they only say Black Lives Matter. Where brown bodies come into anything here? All right. Over 1,300 students signed a petition asking for the failing grades to be suspended for the semester. The students were advocating that the lowest grade be a C. The petition reads, I would really like to see the normal grading system suspended for this semester and replaced with a no-fail mercy period. Administrators should require professors to exercise complete flexibility in what students are saying they can produce academically. Require that every professor listen to what their students are saying, and if that means rather than writing a paper, students instead meet with their professor to simply discuss in groups their paper topics, or if tests are taken collectively with professors there, are ways to make sure we are learning what we are supposed to be learning in ways that are not so taxing in times like this. Students in this moment should have complete access to alternative modes of learning while we process what's happening. Basically, no student, especially black students and students of color, should be failing a class this semester. A C should be the lowest grade students can receive this semester. Professors should be required to work with students who would otherwise be at risk of failing to create alternative means of accessing knowledge. And college president's response. I deeply appreciate the issues that you have raised, especially the primary concern that we do everything possible to support and, most importantly, retain every member of Oberlin College community during this incredibly difficult time. Please know that I have taken your request to suspend grading protocols seriously, that I have considered your petition carefully with the academic deans. We are in firm agreement that suspending grading protocols is not the way to achieve our shared goal of ensuring the students have every opportunity and resource to succeed. Rather, the following are in place to support our students at this time. 1. Students are encouraged to confer with their individual faculty members about concerns and challenges they are experiencing in completing outstanding work. Deans in both the college and conservatory, who last week asked for continued faculty support and understanding, are available to assist and support students and faculty. 2. As stated in the memo sent to students and faculty last week, the offices of the Dean of Studies and the Conservatory Associate Dean for Student Academic Affairs are exercising additional flexibility in administering requests for incompletes. We are extending the deadline for incomplete requests until the last day of finals. The deadline for changing from a letter grade to pass or no pass will be extended to the last day of finals. The offices of the Dean of Studies and Conservatory Associate Dean for Student Academic Affairs will work with students through the academic standing process to ensure that appeals provide an opportunity to demonstrate the impact of these events on individual student progress. Numerous offices and resources, including the Multicultural Resource Center, class deans, Office of the Dean of Students, counseling, res ed, student academic services, academic advisors, and others are available to support students and faculty. So obviously their stuff got turned on because they're full of BS talking about they want to get the lowest grade of C because they were out there marching and picketing for some civil rights like some goddamn 60s Negroes. You don't deserve no passing grade. If your position is to really sit there, not do your work, miss school, skip school, what your parents probably paid for or whatever, to go march and picket like some damn jackasses for some rights that's been unconstitutional since the 1800s. Since the 1800s, civil rights been unconstitutional. And these people want passing grades. You want C's. So good job for Oberlin College for standing up to them and their BS trying to cheat the system. Go do your goddamn homework. Stop begging for stuff. That's what Negroes do. They love to beg. Always begging for something. President Obama criticized the Black Lives Matter movement during a town hall meeting in London Saturday. In London. So he went all the way to London to talk BS about Black Lives Matter. Right? He went all the way to London to talk BS. All the way to London. Obama saying the activist group can't just keep on yelling about the issues it wants to change. One audience member asked Obama if he felt his administration had done enough to discourage racial profiling at airports. His answer led him to discussing social justice movements, with Obama specifically naming the Black Lives Matter movement. He said he admired such groups for being really effective in bringing attention to problems of racial injustice, but he also showed those movements some tough love. Once you've highlighted an issue and brought it to the people's attention and shined a spotlight, and elected officials or people who are in a position to start bringing about change are ready to sit down with you, then you can't just keep on yelling at them, Obama said. And you can't refuse to meet because they might compromise the purity of your position. The value of social movements and activism is to get you at the table, get you in the room. Black Lives Matter did not respond to his remarks. Obama has openly supported Black Lives Matter movement in the past. At a White House forum in October, he dismissed the popular All Lives Matter rebuttal to the national group, saying, "I think everybody understands all lives matter." They were suggesting, was there a specific problem that's happening in the African American community that's not happening in other communities? And that is a legitimate issue that we've got to address. Obama in February praised prominent Black Lives Matter activist DeRay McKesson for an outstanding job leading the movement in Baltimore, where McKesson is now running for mayor. So, the head guy of Black Lives Matter in Baltimore is now running for position of mayor in the corporation of the city of Baltimore. Remember, mayor is the one who selects police chief and stuff like that. Same police chief who hires these mercenaries who kill people's children and then get off. For all the Moors in Canaanland, we just wanted to put it out there. May 22nd, 4:30 p.m. Feed the Hungry campaign going on again. Big up to our good brother, Exodus Bay, at Exodus Movements. Brother C. Trice and 60, who have been doing this for a number of years. I think they're on number 18 or 19 or something like that right now. And you've seen some of the videos, you know what I mean? We're going to try to see if we could document some more. And this is obviously going to be on a Sunday, so there's going to be no class on Sunday. So with Allah's will, the upload for Sunday's class on May 22nd is going to be the Moors' involvement in the Feed the Hungry campaign that's put on by Exodus Movement, C. Trice, and 60. And again, this is something that they do maybe 4 times a year, and you know, we try our best to make sure that some of us are out there, because we know that we have a duty to uplift fallen humanity. And you know, some of the most fallen people are the ones that are homeless and in shelters, and you know, I mean, have no food, no clothes, got one shirt for a year and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing our best to assist them in the work that they're doing. We also wanted to put out there, we got another plug. My sister's getting her little sewing thing on right now. So she just finished. For all you yoga enthusiasts out there, my sister's right now pushing yoga mat bags, right? So yoga or exercise mat bags. Some have pockets, some don't have pockets. All bags fit the standard size of a yoga mat rolled up. The bags are wide enough for you to put a bottle of water in the middle of it, along with any other personal items, you know what I mean? The price of each bag is $15, 2 bags for $25, and shipping within North America is an extra $15. And if you're interested in purchasing your yoga mat bag, you can email love.impressive, EMPRESSIVE, love.impressive @gmail.com, and just tell her that Kudro sent you. And you know, get yourself your yoga mat bag and be the talk of your yoga class. Because you know, majority of people just have stuff rolled up under their arm and stuff like that. They don't even really have a bag to put their stuff in, right? So you see, some of them got pockets, some don't. All of them got drawstring. You know what I mean? So you can go to your yoga class in style. You know, you're gonna spend $80 for the mat or whatever, so you might as well have a bag to put your yoga mat in to protect your yoga mat, so that it will last longer. You know what I mean? Logically. So there's the yoga mat bags. If you want to support, you already know, put in your order. Once again, love.impressive, EMPRESSIVE @gmail.com for your yoga mat bag for all you yogi practitioners out there. Right? Doing something with herself. So just wanted to just put this out there, just in case Moors are, you know, wondering, were there Moors and stuff like that? You know what I mean? So this is a picture courtesy of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, just to show you that, you know, people know who the Moors are. You know, Moors know who they are. And this is what we need to get back to. Us being ourselves, doing the work that needs to get done so we can force some change. And when we did the first Canaanland Moors connection to hip hop, we had put this one out there. Flavor Flav putting up the 5 on the left, 2 on the right, and people blew it off. People pretended, oh no, his hands were just like that. This was at one of those award shows. And, you could just Google, Flavor Flav with the white top hat, white suit, award show performance or whatever. And you'll see how many pictures they have of him performing on stage. Now, like we were saying, there's no way that this dude's, you seen Flavor Flav dance. You seen Flavor Flav do his stuff from back in the day. There's no way that he held this pose for a second and this photographer just happened to just push the button at the right time and caught this. Right? When you see how many pictures there are, there's no way that he just caught this. Flav had to have been holding this pose in order for it to get caught. He had to have been holding it. There's no way that he wasn't holding this pose up. And like we tell Moors, we put it out there that 5 on the left, 2 on the right is something only Moors do. Only Moors do the 5 on the left, 2 on the right. All right? Only Moors. Now, Oscar winner Leo DiCaprio sounds off at the UN. U.S. President Lincoln was speaking before Congress to confront the defining issue of his time, slavery. Remarkably, his words ring as true today when applied to the defining crisis of our time, climate change. And then, right under that, don't mess with Queen Bey. Now, like, is it just me? Is it just Moors that see things like this and stuff starts to, go off in your head or whatever? It's probably just Moors that see things like this and recognize that Noble Drew Ali was so right and exact when he told the Moors to listen to the radio and watch the newspapers, because he's going to make the European tell the truth. He was so right and exact. He was beyond right and exact. Now, this was in that free paper that we tell you about. Every time we show news clips, it's always from this free newspaper out here. 24 hours newspaper. And on page 13, which, you know, a 1 and a 3 put together makes a B, right? They have Don't Mess with Queen Bey. Right under Leonardo DiCaprio doing that. Now, nobody doesn't wave like that. I mean, it's like we're saying, nobody doesn't just do this just because. Like, they don't just do this just because they want to do something with their hands. Wearing a top hat, which is a fez with a brim. Wearing the bow tie, telling on certain other people who don't want people to, you know, realize and recognize what's been going on, what is going on. And everybody's flipping. Because certain people die. And everybody likes to honor their people who die or whatever, but they don't want to recognize what's being told to them in symbols. Oh, Dr. Ben, we can't do Dr. Ben. But then they're never going to read his book that he said Arabs, Asians, and Africans are Moors. Oh, John Henry Clark, we love you so much. Too bad you're gone. Rest in power or whatever. But he told you that black's not a nationality. Negro's not a nationality. You call yourself stupid stuff like black and all that. But they're not hearing that. Oh my gosh, Khalid Muhammad. That's our prophet. We love Khalid Muhammad so much. Khalid Muhammad said that he's a Moor. Oh my gosh, the Queen died on the same day that Prince died. And then there's purple skies. And because Prince is in heaven and he's doing a concert in heaven, that's why the skies are purple. But he's posing like a Moor. Man, you want to be Moors? You want to proclaim your nationality? He's posing like a Moor? How is he posing like a Moor? But people want to be Moors. But they're going to say that they honor him. And they're going to be playing his songs and singing his songs for the rest of the week. For the rest of the month. Anything purple, oh, that's Prince. Purple bird fly by, oh, there's Prince, a purple bird. But they don't want to recognize that the man was on super high science. That's why he played 27 instruments and all that stuff. He was on super high science. He was a Moorish scientist. 27 instruments? One individual? Let's let this one digest a little. But you're not going to go with that. You know, there's Moors blowing stuff out of proportion. He wasn't Moor and all that stuff. Okay. How about we just read his lyrics from his song, The Moors in Spain? Prince. Why does he have a song called The Moors in Spain? Why is blind Stevie Wonder have a song talking about Moors? Why is, all these movies coming out and they're calling people black or Moor, call people Moor, all this type of stuff. But people are thinking that what we're talking about is some little club thing in Moor Science Temple and has nothing to do with world history. The Moors in Spain lyrics. If this great African culture were alive today, we'd be 400 years more advanced. From Arabia they came to blossom in Spain, and to the beat of the drum they danced. Masters of the arts and all industry, while France, England, and all Germany wallowed in the mire of their own bigotry, the Moors were the ones who were truly free. Not the Africans were the ones that were truly free. Not the Phoenicians were the ones that were truly free. Not the Hebrew Israelites were the ones that were truly free. Not the Cushites, not the black Egyptians, not the whoever else that they want to make up and say that, those are the ancient foremothers and forefathers. No, the Moors were the ones that were truly free. That right, just go listen to the goddamn song, because we're not reading no goddamn lyrics anymore. Right? So then she comes up again now. After she had the fez in the video and all that stuff, then she comes up again. Again now. Put it out there. Just once again, put it out there. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. I think it was, this picture came from Sister Sharice. So Islam, for using your phone for something worth using your phone for. And then there she has it. She has the 5 and the 2. Same thing like Flavor Flav. Why is she doing this? Oh, well, the 5 I can see, but the 2 is sideways, so she's not really doing that for the Moors. Shut the hell up. But because she does a 5 and a 2, that doesn't mean that she's more. Shut the hell up, nigger. Shut up. Don't want to hear anything from you people. Shut the hell up. Because she's sending messages to you dumb niggers to realize what the hell's up. She's not talking to Moors. We already got this. Yeah, but she has fake hair and you don't care. She's sending you signals with her fake hair and her cleavage showing and talking about writing stuff and all that. She's trying to wake you people up. We don't know if she got her birthright, but if Mariah Carey could send Taj Tariq Bey a silver Great Seal pendant, we gotta assume that she's on the knowledge. If Mariah Carey is gonna have a Moroccan room in her house, we have to assume that she's on the knowledge. If James Ingram, well-known R&B singer, is gonna all of a sudden be James Ingram Bey, we have to assume that they're on the knowledge. Take it how you want. And again, I don't buy no Beyonce albums and crap like that. But can't tell me that she's not sending signals with this right here. There's no way that somebody's going to convince me that she's not sending signals right here. Take it however they want to take it. Oh yeah, and Mariah Carey's son's name's Morocco too. Take it however you want to take it. Moors know that it's about being Moors. What the hell, we'll just put this one up just because Tom and Jerry even knows what's up. Okay, everybody knows. It's only stupid Negro black color people who want to play that, they're pale people, pale lives matter, stupid stuff like that. That's them. They're on their own. They are on their own. Islam, fam. So I guess you can tell this story to the Moors. I am now in Cordoba, Spain, with my brethren and his woman and child, and we decide to go to this restaurant. Reason we chose this restaurant is because in reading the menu on the outside, it said that they had Moorish potatoes as one of their tapas. So anyway, we go in and wait to be seated. Oh, and by now it should be obvious that I have my fez on, because like I have said on numerous occasions, I wear my fez 95% of the time, and especially when I'm traveling. And there is no way that I wouldn't have my fez on in Cordoba, Spain. So once we are seated and some time passes, after we look at the menu again, the waiter comes to take our order. So in ordering my food, I asked if it would be possible to make some changes to my order to make it a vegan meal, and of course I ordered the Moorish potatoes, lol. Anyway, so when I asked the waiter if it was possible to make the changes to my order, he said with a smile, "With that hat, you can make any changes you want." So I smiled back at him and said, "But you know this isn't a hat, it's a fez or tarbush." And the waiter said, "Yes, I know. I'm from Morocco." So he walked away to place our order in the kitchen. On his way back, I told him that I am from Al-Maghreb, Al-Aqsa. And he shook my hand and said, "Mahaba," which is hello in Arabic. I then said to him, "You do know that Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa is North America, right?" And he said, "Of course," smiled and walked away. Just for people who didn't get that, we'll just read that again. I then said to him, "You do know that Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa is North America, right?" He said, "Of course," and smiled and walked away. By the way, he said it like, "Guy, you don't think I know that?" Not in an upset way, with him thinking that. I thought he was stupid, but in a dude, that's basic knowledge way. It was very eye-opening to hear a Moroccan say he knows that Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa is North America. Anyway, I took a pic with the waiter. Another testimonial that I experienced was on my last trip to Sweden a few weeks ago. I went to this Thai restaurant. One of the head waiters came to serve me. I was ordering to go, so he took my order, went to the kitchen to give the order. As I waited for my meal to be finished, the waiter came back and asked me where I was from, so I told him Alubera and Chilibe. I then asked him where he was from, and he told me Morocco. So I then told him that I was born in Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa. You should have seen the look that he gave me. It was like, "How do you know about that?" Okay, I'm impressed. Respect. All that in one look. Not at all condescending, but more like, I must respect this man. When we chopped it up until my food was ready. What I have noticed in my travels is that those that have an intimate knowledge of the fez, when they see me wearing it, they will ask me a question to see if I am faking the funk. And when I answer them, they realize that I am for real. This has happened with a Moor from Senegal in Vancouver, and with the Moroccan man in the Thai restaurant in Sweden. I also got a thumbs up from a Moor working in Frankfurt Airport. He pointed to my fez and gave me the thumbs up sign. This just on Sunday on my way to Spain. I also got stopped in the street of Cordoba by a Moor from Senegal, stopped me to ask where I was from. Said in his country, people wear what I have on my head. That's Senegal. While walking around the inner city of Cordoba, everyone was staring at me because I had my fez on. If I wasn't sure of who I am, I can see it being somewhat embarrassing for those who think wearing the fez makes them look funny. I must say, I love wearing my fez. So just a bit of inspiration for the Moors. Peace, love, and light, Brother Sheldon T. Mackenzie L. Pale Arab's gonna be smiling like that with a Moor there because he gave us our stuff. Highly doubt it. So let's check some of these questions. I know there was a few. We want to try to cover as many as we can. Brother Salam Talib L. Forgive me for possibly bombarding with the burden of asking for the explanations of the nature of these matters. If you don't mind listening, this is the situation I'm currently dealing with. As for now, I am domiciled with my parents. It seems that they are uninterested in their nationality and birthrights, but hopefully I can deal with family matters later whenever I really clear my head and put something together my immediate family can comprehend. They're dealing with giving finances to mortgage companies, the IRS, and church and stuff. I can't really sway anyone from their ways until I've actually experienced it for myself. As of now, I'm analyzing Sister Delilah L's affidavit for her trust, and it is so obviously applicable, but I don't have my hands on the document to utilize, and so I'm not sure how or if font or size truly matters, nor do I know who claims to have the power over the land. But I want to really ground myself in the information before I move forward. I am aware that this is our ancestral estate by inheritance, and I see a vacant home for sale that is ideal for my dwelling, so location isn't the problem. It's more of executing properly the first time, so there is no problems. Also, I need to comprehend how to live in the contract as far as water, electric, internet, etc. is concerned, because I know bills are suits. To sum it up, I need to know how to go about claiming these coordinates and utilizing the reality of the fact that there's no money and only compensation, so I can plant my garden and be secure in my own capacity, living a sustainable lifestyle, so that others who are constantly being deprived of their resources can maybe benefit from my presence, rather than it appearing that I have a devil or is just on the computer all day. Thank you for whatever you can help me with. Peace. So, like we tell people, if the quote-unquote vacant home is for sale, then that means somebody already made a claim to it. And like we were talking about when I went to Philadelphia, with myself and brother Seth and Rabe, driving all up and down the place. Just driving up and down. And properties all over the place, just sitting there. Not stuff that's fenced in or, not those ones. The properties that are abandoned. The properties that are abandoned. If you're going to claim something, don't claim the stuff that's painted and has the roof looking good and the lawn is mowed, and claim the stuff that has grass growing out the window. Claim the stuff that has boarded up doors. Claim the stuff that you know is abandoned. Because when you fix that up, it's going to feel much better that you claimed it. If you're looking at claiming properties, don't see a mansion and go claim that because, there's a sign outside that says for sale. Go down to the county office, recorder's office, recorder of deeds office, and get a printout of everything that's abandoned in that jurisdiction. And go check those, and the ones that have the most grass growing out of the window, claim them ones. And refurbish them. Fix them up. Because you can't, that is really going to test who you are. So for example, I heard a story about UCC Moors. And UCC Moors filed UCCs and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Got the checks sent back to them, right? Like filed UCC actually got the checks sent back to them. And then something happened, and then they went to court. This is in New York, if I'm not mistaken. They went to court, and the judge threw the book at them. The judge didn't throw the book at them, like throw the book at them where they got years in prison, like they got serious time. But he didn't do that because they were filing UCCs. He did that, and this is according to the people who were at the court that heard the ruling. The judge threw the book at them because, I'm paraphrasing, but in his words, you are selfish individuals because you could have took this money and built 50 schools. You could have took this money and built community centers. You could have took this money and did something to help the communities. But what did you do? You took it and bought personal things. And because of your greed, I'm going to throw the book at you. And he threw the book at all those Moors. Forget all that, no jurisdiction and all that. Mattered not. Same thing with these Moors wanting to claim stuff. You're going to claim something? Claim the stuff that's not even worthy of claiming and fix it up. Tear it down, build something else. And remember that when you're making the claims, you're not claiming houses, you're claiming the land. That's why you use the longitude and latitude coordinates when you make a claim. You don't claim the address. Because you're talking about, that this is your ancestral estate. All right. So why are you looking at houses? Claim the land. That address that mailing location, there's an equivalent longitude and latitude of that mailing location. That's what you want to claim. The longitude, latitude coordinates. Claim the coordinates, and then anything on the coordinates now becomes your property. But remember that you're doing this when you are fully competent of how to do it. You're not going to be asking questions every moment of the process to find out how you're going to do this. You're going to go study, put in your time, just like Brother Toriano Obashango L put in his time to know what and how to utilize the UCCs and all that. You got to put in your time. There ain't no handouts anymore. Priesthood is dead. No priesthood. Either you're going to study to know, or you're not going to know. However long it takes to figure it out, if you really want to figure it out, you'll put in the time to make sure that you figure it out before you do anything. Right? You also want to go and get RV Bay Publications, the book by Mother Anita on personal property. Go get that book. That book will assist you as well. Comprehending or learning how to live within contracts. As far as water, electric, internet, keep in mind that water, electric, internet are services that are being provided. So, servant providing a service is worthy of hire. So if you want hot water, cold water, and stuff like that, instead of ice cold water coming out the stuff, if you're cool with showering ice cold, hey, then play the game with them people. If you don't mind candles for light, you don't need electricity. Buy a generator. Plug in all your stuff in the generator, and now you got electricity. But if you want the spoiled stuff, light switches working and stuff like that, plug something in the wall and then you get current. Servant is worthy of his hire. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have to contract with them. You're going to have to contract with them. It's like we were talking about on the show, on the Amazite Bay show the other night, or they were talking about it on Sunday, that, they don't gotta leave here, but they will respect our position and deal with us according to how we want to be dealt with. They're not going to pull rank when we take back over. They're not going to pull rank. They're going to deal with us how we want to get dealt with. Right? They'll deal with us by our terms. Right? The next question. So and you also put your number there, brother. So we'll be in touch. I'll get you saved up so we can dialogue a little bit with regard to the matters that you're dealing with. And be careful. You know what I mean? South Carolina, they got some dirty Moors out there. You know what I mean? So be very careful out there. Very careful. There's dirty Moors everywhere, but in South Carolina, we know that they got some dirty Moors out in South Carolina. Be mindful. If you don't believe, just go watch what I learned exercising right to travel on Canaanland Moors YouTube channel. And we put them out there for you. So, next on the list. Sister Kaniza Bay. I joined the church but used my corporate fiction name. Do I need to resend papers? Do I need to resend papers to the 7 agencies regarding my name correction and judicial notice proclamation? I originally had my papers and nationalized in 2013. No, because churches, that's private corporation, and I'm pretty sure that if you said that you joined the church in the, don't call it yours, in the corporate name. So that has nothing to do with your nationality. Don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? It is what it is, right? When in the public, do I use my national appellation or the fiction when using public facilities? For example, going to the library, getting library cards and stuff like that. Things like that, little stuff, phone bill and whatever, put your free national name on it. Why not? Because it's all practice for you, getting familiar with putting that name down. Because we're so conditioned that we'll put down the slave name. You know what I mean? Like you might go to a store where they say, in order to be served, please give us your name, and you give them, that you're going to free national, but the brainwash will make you give the straw name, and then when you're sitting there, then you realize, oh man, and then you feel like, oh man, I already gave them that. I don't want to go back and give them the, So it's all training, any way possible that is not a hindrance, or once it's not, unless you're somebody like like Brother Amazite who doesn't care or whatever like that, and you're gonna tell you free national name regardless of whatever. Ain't no other name for me to give you. You know what I mean? But not everybody's there. Some people need to wean off of the straw man. Some people can cold turkey. Some people can say, crumple up that last pack of cigarettes, and they quit. Some people need the patch and stuff like that, need to suck on some pimento leaves and stuff like that before they quit. So it all depends. You know what I mean? How do you move forward when you have a family member placed as a ward and there are various factors contributing to her behavior, diet, pharmaceutical drugs, and her own personality? She is on a Chapter 51 due to a legal hold for appropriate language. Also due to past behavior, she is still being deemed because of her past, but sometimes it is her own personality, example, stubbornness, attitude, and over-aggressive at times, which sometimes is caused because of drugs. Well, I'll put it like this. First of all, remove all emotions when dealing with situations of you trying to assist somebody else. So remove, the relationship that you have with them, right? And look at it based on your logic, look at it based on your common sense. If you know this individual is in a wardship position, and based on your studies, you know that you can implement certain things to get them out of that wardship position, right? If you're not 100% sure that when you get them out of the wardship position, that they're going to stop being a ward, don't even try to save them. Yeah, but that's my... Remember, we said no emotions, no personal feelings or anything like that. If this individual, and you should know how they are. If there's an individual in a position of wardship and you have the opportunity to get them out of wardship, but they're going to continue to be a ward after you get them out of wardship, they're willingly going to be a ward still, let them stay ward. Don't even try to kill yourself. You know what I mean? To assist them, because they're just going to put themselves right back in it anyways. So they might be safer where they are. Let them stay where they are. Show them support from the outside. Show them support. And, put some focus on yourself. Work on things that you have to work on for your liberation. Because, like we said, certain people, they can't be saved. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. Certain people can't be saved. It's a unfortunate reality, right? And like we brought up before, just like what Harriet Tubman said, if they all knew that they were slaves, we would have saved a whole lot more of them. Some of them are content that they were slaves, so we couldn't do anything for them, even if we wanted to. Right? How do you move forward when family doesn't want to accept nationality? They technically don't have to accept nationality. Comes back to the thing about wardship. Some people are so under the conditioning of being a ward that, similar to can't do nothing for you, man. You paid $6 for what? I can't do nothing for you, man. You better, man, kiss my butt. I can't do nothing for you, man. I'm too busy trying to do for me. I can't do nothing for you, man. That's the way the ball bounces, G. Nothing personal. That's just how it is. It's nothing personal. And don't let them hold it over you. Make you feel bad about stuff. That's just what it is. Right? It is what it is. Don't, you can't save everybody. But what you can do is you make sure that you stand on your nationality, make sure that you study, whether they accept it or not, because you found out about your birthright. For whatever divine reason, you came into this information. Whoever doesn't want it, let them not want it. Right? You can put little keys here, little keys there. You know what I'm saying? But don't be overbearing with it, trying to convince them that they need to get a, because the law dictionary right here says, they don't even care that you have a law dictionary. They don't even care what edition it is. Let them learn like Noble Drew Ali said they're gonna learn, at the point of a sword. And just make sure that you're there, you know what I mean, to slide them away from the sword point using your nationality and birthrights, and then maybe, you know, they'll realize. But guaranteed, you know, it takes somebody getting into something to for the stuff to go off in their head that that's what you were talking about being under the jurisdiction of wardship or whatever. When they lose something that they love dearly, they'll realize at the point of a sword. So continue to study, build yourself a good foundation, so that if something does go down, at least you would be able to assist them in getting out of the madness that they didn't think was going to come for them. How do I protect my womb? Because I feel everything and hear so much everywhere I go. It's like I don't have privacy. I want to stay private. How do you stay private? And the healing of pain I feel in my womb. Well, being that I don't have a womb, can't really answer that really. But I'll send you some contacts for some people with wombs, and maybe they can impart some knowledge with regard to that. One way to stay private, though, is by studying. One way to protect, you know, not just your womb, but your sanity and anything else that you got that you want to protect, is by studying. You know, especially studying what Noble Drew Ali left for you. So anything that Noble Drew Ali left for you, you know what I mean? You got your Quran, read that daily. 101 questionnaire, read that daily. Oral statements, read those daily. And keep in mind as well that, like the ancients have said in the universal laws, that all is mental. So any pain that you're feeling really starts in the mind. You know, there's something in your mind that is also creating that pain that you have to, you know, look within, which again is why we go back to the Quran. That you know, Noble Drew Ali gave us certain things in that little booklet to help us, you know, get into this place. Are there any active Moors locally where I am at the moment who I can build with, who deal with nationality and not naturalization? Good that you recognize that there's a difference. And you already know, I gave you those contacts, so just reach out to the fam. They're out there, and they are very willing and able to assist you with that. All right. Once again, if you're looking for flyer for yourself to print out and use, Brother Hassan Ghazi L has created a fruition adept invoking flyer that you can acquire from him by shooting him an email. And what the flyer consists of is, do you truly know yours? Then there's, you know, the Negro, Black, Colored, African American, and more boxes with more checked off. There's RV Bay Publications. There's, you know, different excerpts from RV Bay Publications. A quote from Brother L. Bay, General public indoctrination, falsely presented as education, indoctrinates you how to sight read, while adept invoking you and your biological cellular memory will be reminded how to write read. Right? And then there's, some information, just a little flyer, you know what I mean? Because, there's enough for everybody to do. So if you don't have the time to make something for yourself, you could email Brother Hassan, and I'm sure he'll be glad to send you the flyer. You could print it out yourself, make multiple copies of it, and when you're just in your travels, somebody's building, somebody sees your turban or fez, asks you a question, it doesn't have to end with bye, see you later. You can actually put something in their hands so that you can keep that memory of them meeting them more alive. And Brother Hassan could be reached at Hassan, Hassan Ghazi Elbay at gmail.com. Hassan Ghazi Elbay at gmail.com. HassanGhaziElbey at gmail.com. And just tell them that you heard about the Fruition Adept flyer on the Canaanland Moors class, and you wanted to get that emailed so that you can start assisting with that. And then keep in mind as well, the brother has the Healing Instrumentals CD. Same email. Just send him an email if you want to acquire that. It's Master Output CD at 432 hertz with no lyrics beside the vocal tag. Instrumentals Solamente, assisting in continuously energizing your chakras, activating your pineal gland, etc. I think it's 11 songs or 11 beats, 11 instrumentals. I'm pretty sure there's a reason that it's 11, you know what I mean? So Grace Gifts Fruition Instrumentals. And you could hit up the brother again, you know what I mean? Donations, of course, are always welcome, so don't be afraid to support the cause. And as we know, Brother Hassan is versed on the board and production and stuff like that, so you can get at him for anything relative to music. You might need something mixed or something mastered or whatever like that. You can get at the brother. He does some work in that arena. Brother Jackson Bay, Islam Moor, where and how can I pay my dues to Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine and National Movement, so it will be on the record, also making sure I remain faithful to uplifting fallen humanity while building. If you have become a member of the Canaanland Moors Temple, or honorary member of the Canaanland Moors Temple, you can send your donations to our PayPal email, which is culturaleducators, culturaledutors at gmail.com, culturaleducators@gmail.com. And in the message line, just put dues. And then what I would do is, when those funds are received, I would take those funds, transfer them to the secretary, who would take the funds and apply them to whatever has to happen, whatever he needs finance for with regard to the Moorish Divine and National Movement. So for example, this month, 26. So right now, We're doing our dues collections, usually end of the month. We do that. We try to get it done in the beginning of the month. Um, Once donations come in, first thing that we do is take care of the rent and whatever else that we got to do, phone, internet, things of that nature. Um, and then once we have that done, then we go to dealing with, restocking whatever is depleted on the shelves, books, products, DVDs, etc. And if there's stuff left over after that, then that just goes to the next month. And we just keep recycling, to try to get everything to kind of pay for itself. We have a lot of Moors who just give donations, because like you're saying, they just want to support. If you are looking for something for your donation, you need you donate something, you need a book or some books or some DVDs or something like that, just get at the secretary, Amari L Bay, AMAURY L Bay at hotmail.ca. Send him an email with your donation amount, and he will send you, and with your mailing location, and then he would send you the equivalent in whatever products, whatever it is that is in bulk that we could send you something. Again, not everybody does it. Some people just donate because they're not really looking for anything. They just want to donate to assist. But people always want something, and just so that you can feel like your donation is something's happening with it, just send the brother an email and he'll gladly send you something for your donation. Next up, Brother Shabazz L. Islam to all Moors and subordinate temple number 5. I now realize I've obtained a nationality card prematurely because I don't know how to properly exercise tax exemption when purchasing goods. Do I just state the number or show the card? I've thus far read the Moorish Civics Relations and understand Chapter 2, Title 22, Section 141 is the relinquishment of jurisdiction over Moors. My fear is, will these foreigners acknowledge it, or as I expect, will they deny and embarrass me at the till? And if they do, what can I do if this happens? So we use an example all the time of making sure that we show that it is accepted. Yes, you might have a couple instances where they don't accept it, but the real embarrassment is that you won't be giving them any patronage anymore. So this is Bulk Barn, store out here where you can get, bulk candy, bulk tea, bulk raisins, bulk granola, bulk nuts, bulk whatever. And then you could see right under here, tax exempt 222141. Right, it's actual receipt. And then what we'll also do, we got a little time, just play this quick fast. Just play this quick fast so you can.
Son.
Go ahead, bro.
Question. How do you, is there a way to avoid the tax? Like say if I go to the store to buy a bag of chips and they tax you in the store, is there a way to avoid that being a Moor?
If you go to the store to buy chips, when you go to a lot of stores like like Walmart and all these other stores. I don't know about the smaller stores. They have an actual button for tax exemption. Do you have a nationality card?
Not quite yet. I'm learning slowly about what powers we have as Moors in America.
All right. So just to answer the question in general, if you had a nationality card, you can present them your nationality card and tell them you are an original indigenous American and that you are not to pay the tax. Now, just so you know, and I want everybody to understand this and be clear on this. When you go into a store, you are not supposed to pay tax on any product in the first place. The tax is not for the consumer. The tax is for the person who's owning the store. You're giving them fiat. So it's them that is making that fiat, and they're supposed to pay the tax on the fiat that they earn. It's just like when you get your check from your job. You gotta pay tax on the fiat that you earn. It's the same for them. They just suckered you into paying the tax for them.
Okay.
So even if you put it to them that way, to the manager or whoever, they may eliminate the tax. Now, there are nationality cards that actually have a tax exempt number on it. And all they have to do is punch that tax exempt number in on the computer and have the tax taken off. When you go to places like Walmart and Home Depot and all them other places, fill out the tax exemption form and let them know your status is that of a Native American.
Okay.
And this way you can eradicate the tax. But if you don't have any documentation to say who you are, you can't expect them to take the tax off.
So you're saying most of these department stores and such stores, they have this form or this
all of them have. I do because we do it here. I do it here. At Home Depot, at Walmart, at Target, and all of these big department stores. All of these big department stores, they have it. It's a button right on their screen. You know they got a computerized screen. They just hit tax exempt. And it comes right up.
Thank you.
It comes right up. But if you don't have your documentation, once you get everything situated with your nationality, make sure you definitely get some identification.
Right, so if you go to YouTube, Zahir Casanova Nasir Bey, Zahir Casanova Nasir Bey, and you scroll through his videos, he has a couple of videos, 2 or 3 videos on there dealing with the whole going into stores, putting down his nationality card, and getting a response from them, right? Because like we're saying, this is a birthright. This is not something that Moorish Science Temple's putting you on, or CM Bay's putting you on, or Clock of Destiny's putting you on, or Great Seal's putting you on, or whatever. This is birthright. And the only way that you know what your birthright is by studying, right? And just to put it on, that you can go to the United States Copyright Office website, and then you can make a request to them to get the copyright, the copy of the application that CMB filed, and all of this information is on there, right? Charles Mosley Bay, and all that stuff, what his nationality was, what his nationality is, what was filed under what numbers, the date that it was done, and all that. Just so that you have something documented, so that you know that it's real. Not for anybody else, that's just for yourself, right? Because it is real. This is not some club thing that we're doing. This is birthrights, right? So you go to the store, you put down your card. Some of them might, where's the number? Because there's so much numbers on this. No worries, you just point the number out to them, Well, we can't accept this. How about you just put the number in the computer, see if it works? Don't tell me about you don't accept it or not. And then again, If you realize that they're playing hardball or whatever, don't take that as embarrassment. You're the customer. Customer's number one as far as, consumerism is concerned. Customer's number one. And if they're not treating you like number one, they don't deserve your patronage. And all the stuff that you brought to the cashier, you leave the stuff right there at the cashier and you walk out the store, go to another store, let them clean up their mess that they made by not, doing their stuff. Right? I know in 1779 our nationality was cut down and taken, and the brands black and colored and Negro was placed on us. So how could the letter from George Washington to Mohammed, the Sultan of Morocco, in 1789 been to us over here in Morocco? Well, the point of the letter that the Sultan received from George Washington, one of the main points, I'll say, of the letter is for Asiatics to know and recognize that Europeans were the ones paying taxes, not us. Because George Washington says it clearly in the letter. So don't worry about, did George Washington write that letter to the Moors? And no, he wrote the letter to the Sultan. The Sultan was the head of the empire. And then the people that were part of the empire are privy to certain treatments because of this relationship that the United States had with Morocco. Remember, when we say Morocco, we're talking about the empire, not the kingdom from 1956. We're talking about the empire. And the empire of Morocco, according to the teachings of Noble Drew Ali, went from over that side, across the Great Atlantis, to this side, and includes North, South, Central America and the adjoining islands. So the names were taken away in 1779. And we were branded as Negro black colored people. 1789, this letter was written, but remember, in that time frame, these people that were Moors that are now classified as Negro black colored, they don't read, so they had no idea about this thing going on. That's why this thing is now being brought to light, because of Moors, who are the founders of civilizations, coming back again and putting the information out to those who want to read. Because not everybody wants to read. Some people still want to, watch pictures. They don't want to read. They don't want to have books. You know what I mean? They don't want libraries at their house. They want to do everything on their phone, right? When phone crashed, then they're complaining about they lost all their stuff. When computer crashed, I lost all my stuff. How am I going to get all the stuff back? You should have been buying books. You wouldn't have that problem, right? So remember that the letter from George Washington to the Sultan of Morocco is for us Moors to recognize that the European is admitting to certain things. Right? The European is admitting to certain things. Just read the letter again and look at all the stuff that he's admitting to in the letter. The next question as we continue. Cudrado L. I've been visiting Ottawa, Ontario off and on for some time over the years, and my most recent visit has been longer than I anticipated. This means I must come visit your temple. Your temple. Not my temple. It's actually your temple, to be honest. There's a lot of study that needs to take place before I can speak intelligently about anything that I've seen or heard in your 20 plus video Back to Basics course. Since some of the videos have background noise and echo, I've attempted to remaster the audio. After I've cleaned up the audio, I re-encode the movie file and upload it to my channel. Alright, cool. As I move through your videos, I'm also looking forward to remastering the audio. This is important to me because I get to hear the lessons over and over and over and over again. After your most recent video, I've come to the realization that everything I've read, I should read again at least 6 more times, exactly. Especially the PDFs and articles at RV Bay Publications. And you know that, again, like we tell people, that's the site. You know what I mean? If you're looking to get into this information, one of your first and most longest stops should be at rvbaypublications.com. I'm also currently seeking a fitting appellation and looking forward to sending out my documents. What is most important today is my status for working in Canaanland. I have 3 others to support, and finding work in my field without proper status locally has been a problem. I could return to Michigan or California, but if I am to proclaim my nationality, I should be able to work anywhere within the empire. In, you know, a perfect world. It's not a perfect world right now. Just look outside and you're going to see that it's not a perfect world right now. So, whatever name that you've been working in, ain't nothing wrong with working in that name if you really have your 3 others to support and all that stuff. And, you know, I need the job and I can't afford to. Alright, so stop. You know what I mean? It's not that serious. That's why we say reserve your rights on all contracts. Go apply just like you've been applied before. If you got the credentials to get any job in the world or whatever, then go apply in that name, reserve your rights on the contract, and go get the job so you can feed your family. It's not that serious. Right? Moors have to get out this mentality of they don't want to work. They don't want to do something. They don't want to this. They don't want to that. I mean, I have to do it in my free national name, or it's not really. You're under occupation right now. If you're not working for yourself, more than likely these people aren't going to let you work in your name on their stuff, because then that means that they can't tax you and all that stuff, and that's not going to last too long. So pick your poison. This is where we are. It's not a perfect world out there. Far from perfect. Far from perfect. Right? And then the people are more messed up than the world out there. So you don't even worry about the world. You worry about these individuals that you got to deal with. Right? And like we were talking about last night, our people is the problem. Right? They got Beyonce telling them, but they don't want to be Moors. Nah, it's some religion. I don't want nothing to do with that. Nah. But they're going to dance to some Beyonce and all this type of stuff. You got Prince telling them, but they don't want to be Moors. But everything goddamn purple is, you know, Prince from the soul plane sending them signals. But they're not going to take this signal when he was alive. But every signal that he sends when he's dead, they recognize that. But they don't recognize stuff when he does when he's alive. But they recognize all the dead symbols and want to know how come we're in the situation that we're in. Right? I have more studying to do. Can you provide guidance in this area? rvbaypublications.com. Just go there. Don't move. If you want to move, you're on your own. Right? That's not got nothing to do with that. I heard in one of your videos that you were asking all members to become sheiks. The ultimate goal is to uplift fallen humanity, but at this moment, I feel as if I'm a novice, a white belt ready to graduate to the next belt level, but far from being a sheik. I feel as if I have a sword that I cannot wield, for it may cut me before anyone else. With more study, I will be able to wield to protect myself and my family, and eventually share what I've learned with others. More importantly, how to position myself so I do not have to wield the sword often. When will you host another outing like the spring equinox ritual? I would like to bring my family, Moors and Moros. With regard to the spring equinox ancestral ritual, that was put on by the Moorish Culture Club, which is, a branch of the Moorish Science Temple of America. They deal with all of the social events. The Canaanland Moors barbecue, our assisting with Feed the Hungry, the ancestral ritual, things like that. So you can, best thing to do, I'll send you an email with the people to contact with regard to the culture club, so that you can, build with them on things like that. And with regard to being a sheik, no Jolly taught that sheiks are born, not made. So in me requesting that all members be sheiks, it was for them to tap into their potential, really and truly. That's the point that I was getting at, right? That there's enough work for everybody to do, and every individual has something that they can offer, but they can't be told offer that. They have to realize where their strengths are and put that, into play. We can't keep, like we're saying, priesthood is dead. We can't keep playing this thing like we need this and we need that in order to, we need to be told things in order to move. We have to start moving, right? We gotta start moving. And again, the only way that you're gonna move is if you have knowledge. So it goes right back to studying again. Does the status of servant of the Holy Quran tie into the story in Genesis where it states, "And he, Noah, said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren"? If so, why is there a clause of cursed? So if I tell somebody F you, they just got cursed. If I tell somebody get the F out of here, they just got cursed. If I tell somebody, you're a doo-doo head, they just got cursed. So cursed isn't boo, well, people think curse. It's not. That's not what it is. Matter of fact, see if you can look it up in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, what a curse is, and then get the Etymology Dictionary and look up, see what curse is. Right? Is it that the European has strangely mixed truth with falsehood, being that he doesn't want to be a servant because he doesn't understand the honor of servanthood? Well, based on his past experience of being a servant, I wouldn't want to be a servant either if I have to go through what they went through back then. I wouldn't be talking about, pick me as the servant today, knowing that what they did or what they went through back then. But, our thing is to make sure that the people know that everything that we do in this day and time is done under the 5 principles, right? Everything that we're doing is done with love first. So that threat shouldn't be there once we demonstrate that we're dealing with things based in these principles, right? We have to be the ones to set the standard so that they know that this is a different perspective. Just like we were saying with just like with the brother. Right? just like with the brother, letting people know that, once we deal with them on that love frequency vibration, then they will deal with us. And they will serve us willingly. Right? They would serve us willingly once we're vibrating on the frequency that we're not higher or holier than thou. All we know is about our birth right now. Right? And then let's just check this quick fast. 459 in the Black's Law Dictionary, just to put curse out there. Cursing, malediction, imprecation, execration, profane words intended to convey hate and to invoke harm, swearing. And that's all that it is. So when Canaan got cursed, think about you fall asleep naked and whatever like that. You're going to tell your son, oh, why you throw the towel on me, bro? What the ass wrong with you, boy? Right? You might get some choice words. Ain't no big deal. People want to blow stuff up, try to make Canaan and Canaanites and whatever like that, Moabites look like, we're into incest and we're cursed people and all this stuff, try to get you not to be who you are. Try to get you to not be who your ancient foremothers and forefathers are. Don't let them fool you out of your birthright. Beg you, don't let them fool you out of your birthright. And in that chapter, Master and Servant, Juali breaks down the honor, how much honor it is to be a servant. Right? Can AA 77869 be used as a birth certificate? Right, so what is AA 77869? What is AA 77869? AA 77869 is the book Clock of Destiny. So the book Clock of Destiny can't be used as a birth certificate. Right? What is AA 209316? AA 209316 is Masonry and Astrology and History and Geography, Clock of Destiny 2, written by CMB. And then that can't be used as your address. So these AA filings are really stuff that is filed in the Library of Congress by CMB under Clock of Destiny. AA 222141 is the Clock of Destiny nationality card that is filed in the Library of Congress. And he put those filing numbers on there to lead you back to what the law is. United States Code, Chapter, Title 2, 22, Section 141. Right? Basically what he was trying to let Moors know is that this is a civic constitutional organization. It's not a club that people wear red ties and, there's somebody who's the head of it and they run stuff and all that stuff. That's not. CMB was just continuing the lesson that there's no secrets. That's all he was doing. And some people took that stuff, blew it up or whatever. Right. Brother Williams, Islam Kudro. Oh, Brother Rayan Nabil L. So he's not even Brother Williams no more. Islam more. Good, good to hear. Rayan Nabil L. I had a question. Brother Tyus Bey told me to ask you about voodoo, something like that, because I told him that I've been doing a lot of overthinking about things lately, and he said to talk to you about candles and channeling guidance and protection from the ancestors over bad thoughts or something physically bad happening to where I have to fight someone. What process should I do, or what book do you recommend that I read? I know that involves candles and rum. Thanks a lot. I know you're going to keep on fighting the good fight. With regard to things like that, energies and different candle rituals and stuff like that, again, we got information at our fingertips right now. But like we say, online is good, but it's much better to get a book. So go to your favorite bookstore, ask them for the occult section, and go browse the occult section and see what your spirit pulls off the shelf. Right? Trust me, you're going to go to the bookstore, to the occult section, with pure intentions of wanting to find out, about whatever it is you want to find out. Pure intentions. And the book is going to be sitting on the shelf halfway out the thing, or on the ground, or guaranteed. Just trust me on that one. Just trust me. Because that's how the stuff works. Right? That's how it works. Trust me, that's how it works. Just go to a store that has an occult section, right? Before you go into the store, say 2 or 3 days before going to the store, have it in your mind what it is that you're looking for. What are you trying to pull to you, right? As far as the information, whatever it is, you know what I mean? But remember, we're dealing with the occult section, so don't get caught up in history and whatever like that. You're dealing with the occult. You're dealing with the metaphysical realm. You're dealing with the unseen realm. So what of the unseen realm do you want seen? And trust me, you're going to go to the bookstore, and the ancestors are going to make sure that you see what it is that you're supposed to see. Right? It might not even be as advanced as, getting the book. It might be you see a book on, the topic that we're talking about, candles. Pull the book off the thing, and then you just open the book. Don't even check index, nothing like that. Just open the book, and then there's the page with all the stuff telling you about, well, if you're going to fight somebody, then you just light this candle or whatever, then try to energy, and then, it'll just work in your favor. Just trust me. You know what I mean? Man knows not by being told, but, with the unseen realm, you can take some instructions and just run with it. Right? You could run with it. Brother Farouk Rashid Bey, why is it that most unconscious Moors care nothing about the truth we are unveiling to them? And also, how can we as conscious Moors change their minds? That's their minds to change, so you can't really change their minds, unless you do some, some juju on them. You know what I mean? sprinkle some whites rum on them. But whites rum, smells. You don't want to get in trouble, jump in the car, and then, Popo think that they had, drinking party and stuff like that, get people in trouble. So you might not want to sprinkle some white rum on anybody. But we, being that we're the ones that have this information, all we can do is present it. If they want it, they'll pick it up. If they don't want it, they won't. And it's not really our concern whether they pick it up or not. The point is that we presented it. And that's all we could do. Just present it. All we can do is present it for them. Once we present it, now it's on them. You know what I mean? Once we lay out the table, it's them buffet style, get your plate. When we talk about you're hungry and stuff like that, when food's sitting there, because you're playing yourself. We probably won't get through all these tonight, because it's already 9, but we'll... Some Sharice L. Peace and love to the Moors worldwide. A couple of days ago, I got into an online conversation with the Sultan of the Great Seal, Kamal Bey. His name came up again. He negatively spoke about a good active Moor who used his nationality card to get taxes off his purchase from the store. I questioned Kamal Bey about the naturalization process since he is known for promoting it, and I even sent a picture of the Expatriation Act to see how he morally justifies such an action being done on Moors. He kept dancing around the question and even stating that we are not Moorish. Okay? We are not pertaining to the Moors. I think we are pertaining to the Moors. But okay. I referenced number 13 in the 101s and asked if he is calling the Prophet's teaching a lie. He jokingly called me Luke Skywalker and said he was disturbed at how I was using the Force. I replied stating, poor Obi-Wan Kenobi, you should be disturbed because it's the Prophet's Force that you're feeling right now. He continued to dance around the question, so I made it very simple for him to answer in yes or no terms. I asked, are you calling the Prophet a liar since you claim that we are not Moorish and nationalization and naturalization are one and the same? He did not simply say yes or no. Instead, he asked me, where is the country named Moorish? The country named Moorish, the country pertaining to the Moors is Morocco. Simple enough. After seeing that I was not going to get a straight answer from this hard-headed, stiff-necked fool, I dismissed myself from the conversation. I am asking you to go over this important matter again because those who are in high positions of our government are lying to our people with misleading concepts and are stagnating the movement as a whole by doing so. If we are not able to trust the teachings of the elders in the front, my prophet stated to shift them to the back. With love and honor, I salute all those who are part in Canaan land. Continue to guide our youth to the truth of who we are and what we are truly about. Islam, Sharice L. Well, again, if we're not Moorish, if we're not pertaining to the Moors, then what? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it, right? We're not Moorish, so we're not pertaining to the Moors. So then what are we? Well, so what are we if we're not pertaining to the Moors, right? Where is the country named pertaining to the Moors? The country pertaining to the Moors is Morocco. Country pertaining to the Moors is almost half of the continent. Country pertaining to the Moors, Philippines. country pertaining to the Moors, Brazil, Cuba, Haiti. There's a lot of countries pertaining to the Moors, so I don't understand where they're going. But see, like, this is what we're trying to say, right? Once you study and you know yourself, these people's games that they've been playing on dumb people since, 1940s or whatever, it's not gonna work. Because like Drew Ali said, new Moors are gonna come with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing. So the fact that Moors are waking up, seeing and knowing, and these individuals are playing their little power game, call me Sultan and call me Grand, whatever, and call me this and that. Why am I calling you that for? Who are you that I'm going to call you Sultan? Like, who are you? Why am I going to call you Sultan? Yeah, nobody. You're just another brother out here whose job is supposed to be uplifting fallen humanity, right? So they're going to do and say whatever they have to not seem like they're in error or that they're wrong, because it's almost like you spin the guy around, pin the tail on the donkey or whatever, and then you push him to the wall. And every time he goes up, like he's hitting it, like he's hitting it every time, pins the tail. This guy's winning all the candy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, how come this guy's winning all the candy or whatever? And then you realize that, he has the part, a little slit there, and he could see through the stuff. And then nobody could really see that he could see, because everybody's looking from behind him to see him pin the tail on the stuff. And then everybody else who puts it on the stuff is like pulled tight on their eyes or whatever like that they can't even try to open their eyes on the stuff. But this guy, he's just nailing it every time. Okay, well, we're seeing the slit in the thing now, and gigs up. So give back all the candy, right? And you go in the corner over there, because you're not playing this game anymore, because you're a cheater. Now, these people have been cheating people out of their birthright for the past however long. So since cheating time is over, right? Since the cheating time is done, and they got caught cheating, telling people that they're not Moorish, telling people, oh yeah, you have to do naturalization, not nationalizing, because in the definition of naturalize, it says nationalization in there, and the definition of nationalization, it says you're free if you get this paper from, George Washington's vault or whatever. These people's game is up. The game that they've been playing, they think that they're still dealing with, people who don't read, people who don't study. They think that they can just throw out stuff out there. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody's, oh my gosh, this guy's a master. Let's call him Sultan. He's the new Sultan. Let's all pray down to him. No, those days over. Priesthood is dead. The people are coming back into their own. The people are exercising their nationality and their birthrights, because this is nationality and birthrights. This is not Moorish Science Temple rights, Moorish Holy Temple of Science rights, Moorish Divine and National Movement rights. This is the people's rights. And, you got people like, Sister Sharice and Brother Amazite and, other people that, they're kind of pissed that they're suffering right now because these people didn't give them their birthright. And it's not going to get to blows or anything, but it's going to get to words. And some of these people are going to get cursed. I saw brother put it in there, right? So people are gonna get cursed, right? To affirm evil for or on something or someone. Cursing has a variety of meanings as used in the scriptures. The whole human family is pictured as under the curse of God for not bringing forth spiritual good because of disobedience and failure to observe divine law. If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, said Jehovah of hosts, then I will send a curse upon you, and I will curse your everything else that needs to be cursed. So they're gonna get their stuff. You know what I mean? Don't worry. They're in the scope. Right? Trust me that they're in the scope. And their time is just about done. They have a little bit of time left to try to, correct these wrongs that they did. But if they choose not to correct, that's cool. You're going to have people like Amazite and then people to deal with when it gets down to the get down. You worry about Kudro or whatever? Don't worry about Kudro. Kudro ain't got nothing on them people that's coming up in the back right now, realizing that y'all stole their birthright. Got nothing. Y'all think that Kudro's off the handle and stuff like that? You wait till you deal with some of these new Moors. Newer Moors than me, who have the fire of the ancestors. And they're not taking your BS about call you Sultan and stuff like that. Right? Just like the generations before me. That people said, oh yeah, they're renegades or whatever. Like, they're like, huh, you think I'm something? Wait till Kudro comes up in here. Well, if Kudro's retired, watch who's coming up after me with knowing about their truth about their nationality and birthrights. And we're going to see what you dirty Moors going to do when you got to deal with them people. And the ones that's coming after them and the ones coming after them, you keep stealing these people's birthright. You're going to get yours. Don't worry. So we want to give honors to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love. Don't forget Blog Talk Radio. Tonight, blogtalkradio.com/MHHS-eyes wide open 347-945-5899 347-945-5899. Study. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors to Marcus Garvey. Honors to Emil. Honors to CM Bay. Honors to all the Moors that came after those Moors and stuck to the program. Honors to all the Moors coming into the information, into their nationality and birthright. You know what I mean? Hold steadfast. Study. Sign up to the online university by just going on the website, rvbaypublications.com. Get your study on. And don't forget, Canaanland Moors YouTube channel. Rami Salam L, I Am HH Temple channel. Bukhari Battle Bay YouTube channel. MoorishCivilLetter.net. Brother Abdullah El Talib Mozi Bey. Don't forget, My Name is My Name, Brother Lanre Obey and his demonstration. Brother Zahir Casanova Nasir Bey, go on his channel, check out some videos, real short so you don't get bored. These videos are so long, I can't, don't worry. They got some good short ones on there for you. Hit you fast. Quick slaps. You don't get the long slaps like Kudro. You get some quick slaps on that channel. Keep studying. Islam to all the Moors. We'll just do our closeout. Peace and love. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Islam. And as well, for those people who didn't get their questions answered, don't worry, don't get mad. I got you. We'll deal with you sometime in the week. If not in the week, we got you on Sunday for Canaanland Moors live class. Once again, same more time, well no, different more time, 1 p.m., but same more Ustream channel. Peace and love to all Moors, Islam.